Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I just wanted to talk about the Nashville shooting that happened about a week ago. Very sad time. This has happened many times throughout the year, school shootings. But yeah, I just want to talk about that. A 2 minute video, react to it, and then talk about a plan of action, moving forward as Christians or even people that are not Christians, and that plan of action is prayer, praying for each other, praying for our families, praying for America, praying for just a brighter day, you know, moving forward, praying for forgiveness, praying for just the families that have suffered through this difficult time, and the importance of why we should do that. So I'm going to go ahead and start.
Sister's daughter, her two classmates, the head of the school, the custodian, and a substitute teacher, all victims of the latest senseless school shooting in America. Three of them were 9-year-old children, and that has prompted parents around the country to post photos of their own little ones.
It's always so sad um, when you had Sandy Hook, who were really small children, but even you think about 9 year olds. I don't have children myself, but you think about kids that kids that you see, and you think, really, truly, how could someone look a child in the face and murder them? There's really no way else to say it, but it is murder. And then that comes from, they call it a beast spirit, somebody who was willing to kill whoever, whenever, however. It's a demonic spirit. It's a demonic thing to be able to do that, to kill someone in general, but to kill children who are innocent, have done nothing. It's another level, another reason to pray against the demonic spirits that are coming upon people to do these terrible acts.
With the hashtag, this is 9 years old.
Anguished parents across the nation are grieving for the school victims. Under the hashtag This Is 9 Years Old, they are posting images of their own 9-year-old kids as a way to mourn the slain pupils who were all 9 years of age. One parent writes, "This hit hard. Babies who went to school and never came home. My heart breaks."
I have a 9-year-old, and the thought that any of us could send our children on the buses or walking or drop them off at carpool and not get to hug them again.
We're learning more about the victims. Haley Scruggs was the daughter of the lead pastor at the church. She was described as such a gift. Evelyn Deekhouse died a hero, trying to pull a fire alarm. Her parents call her a shining light. William Kinney loved playing baseball for his team, the Reds. Red ribbons now adorn the ball field where he played, and teams will wear red in his honor at games tonight. 3 staff members were also killed. Catherine Kuntz was the school's head teacher. A saint, one parent calls her. She knew every single student by name.
Catherine was the perfect head of a school. I mean, she had this amazing combination of strength and steadiness and warmth and kindness.
61-year-old Cynthia Peak was a substitute teacher and mother of 3. Mike Hill was the school custodian for 13 years. He was 61, all gone too soon.
The city of Nashville has started a special fund. It's called the Caring for Covenant Fund. It's to pay funeral expenses and provide for counseling. You can learn more about it over at InsideEdition.com.
All right, and yeah, that's the video. It is sad that they say that little girl there to try to pull the fire alarm, and she ended up losing her life, but trying to do something. And I'm sure she actually did make a difference in the situation. Figuring out that there was something wrong pulling the fire alarm, but she ended up losing her life. So moving forward, now I want to talk about prayer. Prayer is so important in many aspects of our life, but in terms of our youth and in terms of our children, again, I don't have children, but we still should care for other people's children, other people's lives. There should be that genuine care, right? And we have to pray for the safety of our young people, the safety of our children, because the world is getting worse and worse. There will always be school shootings. There will always be people, again, because demonic forces exist. There will always be death, right? But you have to pray for the protection and the safety every day and night. You know, whether your children, wherever they go, wherever they leave the school, they go anywhere. We have to ask God to put a shield of protection around them, to put the angels of protection, to cover them in the blood of Jesus. Because this world is becoming a sinister place. It truly is in many different aspects, you know, and I put myself in their shoes, you know. I think if I had a daughter or son, and if that happened, it would truly take an act of God to really mend my heart, because I would be so angry. I would be just, I know I would. I would be vengeful, you know, even though this person, you know, end up being killed. But it's just so many emotions I know I'll be going through. And God will be the only way to get us through. And I have two scriptures here. Psalms 16:1 says, "Keep me safe, my God, for you I take refuge." So God is our refuge in a time of dismay, in a time of disaster in our lives. That's where we find our refuge. That's where we find our solidarity with Him, praying and being in a quiet place. And when I say a quiet place, I mean a place where you're uninterrupted, where you're talking to God, when it's just you and Him, and you are connected with Him, and you are sharing your thoughts, and you're sharing your desires, and you are sharing your shortcomings with God, and really creating that connection. And then the Psalms 23:4, which I'm sure we've heard many times. "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." So like I said, this is an evil world that we do live in. But that doesn't mean that we have to live in fear. For this, the scripture says, God will walk us with us through the valley of the shadow of death. And in the valley we live in is the world as a whole. You know, we are walking really in darkness, and we can't always see it, but spiritual darkness, we are truly walking through it, especially as Christians. So God is our refuge. God is our comfort. If we don't pray and we don't keep that connection with Him, then we can fall susceptible to these forces, and to even just people, the nature of people in general, which can be bad. We can fall short to those. So that's really the importance. And even if you are not a Christian, pray anyway. Pray, but truly have faith and believe. And I ask that you do this, and that you give God a try, and that you really take this serious, because God is soon to come. God is going to come. The rapture will come, whether people believe it or not. And I want to tell as many people to get as close to God as possible while you have time. Pray with Him. Ask Him to come into your life. Build that connection with God, and to let Him, ask for Him to reveal Himself to you, so you can see the goodness of God, so you can have that experience with Him and truly see that He is real, even though the world wants to tell us that He is not. So my prayers definitely go to these families, the communities in this area in Nashville. This is obviously a sad, very sad situation, but I thank God for even having this form of platform that I can spread that message, that this is the time. Now is the time to get closer to God than ever. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you for stopping by and coming back to the channel. I love you because God loved you first, and I hope you stay safe. All right. Thank you.